Wir beginnen mit dem ersten Match mit einem 30-Minuten-Zeitlimit. Präsentiert vom Gesundheitsstudio die Zahlraum in Pitten. Und es geht um nichts weniger als die PWÖ Tag Team Championship!
It is a brand new year here in Pro Wrestling Austria as we bring to you the 12th chapter in our story. This is No Step Back. And we are kicking things off tonight with the Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Championships about to be decided.
Auf dem Weg zum Ring mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 179 Kilogramm aus Wien, der Tiger aus L50 Joe Bravo und The Stylist Bleach. Sie sind die amtierenden PWÖ Tag Team Champions, die Bleach Blonde Bastards.
Joe Bravo and his stylist Bleach won the tag team titles back at Chapter 10 last March after Joe Bravo won the Call Your Shot Tag Team Battle Imperial and then cashed in the opportunity he was granted as a result of winning that match against the Gulyas Brothers after an attack on the Gulyases by Team Turbulence. So it's been around 10 months now that the Bleach Blonde Bastards have held those tag team titles. And by the way, speaking of those other two teams that I just talked about, they are finally going to settle their differences once and for all tonight. It is a losers leave Pro Wrestling Austria We Quit tag team match later on. Team Turbulence against the Gulyas Brothers. After tonight, one of those two teams will be gone from Pro Wrestling Austria for good. A night of huge implications here.
Und ihre Gegner.
Now this is going to be interesting because the man who's about to join us has found that his tag team partner has not made it to Austria due to travel problems. So who is going to be the partner of True Grit, Connor Mills?
Zunächst mit einem Gewicht von 95 Kilogramm aus London, UK. True Grit, Connor Mills.
Where's he gone? Mills has apparently got to find his partner. There he is. What a choice this is.
Und dessen Partner. Ein Gewicht von 82 Kilogramm from the heart of Europe aus Budapest, Hungary, Icarus!
Well, this makes perfect sense because Mills and Icarus know each other very well indeed. They've been coaches together at training camps in Icarus's native Hungary. Mills could scarcely have picked a better tag team partner in the absence of his usual partner, Jay Joshua. Icarus, one of the most accomplished tag team wrestlers in all of Europe. Formerly one half of the legendary Arrows of Hungary, won championships up and down the continent. By the way, Mills and Joshua have been starting to create quite the reputation for themselves as well. Among other things, winning the Great British Tag League in Revolution Pro Wrestling last year. Mills making his Pro Wrestling Austria debut here tonight. We know that Icarus was, for much of the past couple of years, a part of that group Amboss, which I'm pleased to say he's now freed himself from, and I think is a better human being for it. Is he about to become a tag team champion alongside Connor Mills? An unexpected tag team So fate has dictated, due to those travel problems that have affected Jay Joshua and also Aluna, who was anticipated to be in action here tonight. We'll talk more about who her replacement might be a little bit later on. But in any event, Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team titles on the line. Our opener tonight as the bell rings. Dave Bradshaw here with you on English language commentary. It's going to be Bravo to start out against Icarus. Bravo, former two-time WUW European and World Tag Team Champion. Trained by Humongous at WUW World Underground Wrestling. Icarus currently in his second reign as a singles competitor, as HCW champion in Hungary. I talked about the breakup of Amboss that Icarus was previously a part of. We saw three members of that group, Icarus, Robert Dreisker and Laurance Roman, compete against each other in a three-way match back at Chapter 11, Power Struggle in September. A match that Laurance Roman won. And as a result of that, Laurance Roman going to compete tonight for the Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight title against Martn Payne. Icarus went for looked like a clean break, but then he's grabbed the ankle. Bravo got him with a strike to the face to free himself. So Bravo trying to maintain control of that left arm of Icarus. Icarus, though, a master technician, great student of the art of professional wrestling. From that great tradition of Hungarian catch-style wrestling. Bravo, I think, has had enough for now. He's going to tag in his stylist, his tag team partner, Final Leach. Now Leach trying to lock up with Icarus. Icarus still in charge, just as he was against Bravo. Here comes Connor Mills. Mills going to see some action then. Here in Pro Wrestling Austria, having had to adapt to not competing alongside his usual tag team partner, but he looks like he's adapting pretty well so far. Leach tagging out just as quickly as he tagged in. Bravo going to try his luck against Mills. Two locking fingers on both hands. Test of strength here. Mills seems to be getting the better of. Man. Mills with that background in mixed martial arts. Powerful striker, very vicious competitor is Mills. Mills the overhead throw, effortless. From True Grit, Connor Mills. Kick to the chest of Bravo. He might go for the ankle lock. Connor Mills has forced a lot of opponents to tap out with that ankle lock. Bravo knows it and scrambles to the bottom rope. Again, those travel problems we've experienced today have caused several changes to our card here tonight as Mills went for the boot to Bravo, leapt into the arms of his stylist. Icarus was supposed to be in a singles match tonight against Barbarossa. So we await an update on who Barbarossa's opponent will be now that Icarus has moved into this tag match instead. Right now, Icarus and Mills double teaming here on the tag team champions. Bleach Blonde Bastards in trouble. Stereo drop kicks from Mills and Icarus. You would think that these two had been teaming together for years. Mills with the cover. He's the legal man. He gets a 2 count. Mills and Icarus just communicating very, very clearly. Joe Bravo is begging for mercy. So is Leach. Mills and Icarus both swinging at them with the right hands. tag team champions deciding that discretion, the better part of valor, as they skip to the outside. They're going to take their sweet time here. Well, we'd love to know what you think of the action tonight so far as they grab those tag team titles. They're walking out. Bleach, I mean, just said, why should we? You should do, because these fans have paid money to see you defend those tag team titles. Look at the entitlement of the Bleach blonde bastards. Mills and Icarus, sickened by it, they're going straight after them. Tag team champions not going to take the countdown defeat to cling onto their titles, much as they might like to. Bravo seems to have just enraged Mills and Icarus. Uppercut has no effect on Connor Mills. Bravo trying to scarf her again. And Bleach trying to use the hairspray in the face of Mills. Bravo with a shot to the back of the head of Mills. And dropping the elbow right across the throat. The hairspray may not have worked, but it certainly caused a diversion as Bravo will go for the pin. Yeah, kick out from Mills. Snapmare takedown from Bravo. Bravo wiping out Icarus on the apron. Meanwhile, Leach dropped the elbow, goes for the pin, and Mills able to lift that shoulder up. I was about to say before that chaos unfolded there. Don't forget, we'd love to know what you think of all of the action tonight, who you think is going to walk out of here as tag team champions, who you think is going to win the Openweight title match, which team out of Team Turbulence and the Gulyas Brothers will still have a career here in Pro Wrestling Austria after tonight. Don't forget, you can join the conversation. Tag us at Pro Wrestling AT and follow us on all of our social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube. The knee went up there from Joe Bravo. Bravo getting all of his body weight down on the shoulders of Mills, who's still kicked out after one. Mills, look at the chops here from Connor Mills. Mills with a notoriously short fuse. And that fuse might be about to expire. Mills though, thrown hard into the corner by Joe Bravo. Bravo, the Tiger out of the 15th district of Vienna. Bringing Mills back into the Bleach blonde bastards corner, where Leach is waiting for the tag and gets it. Another strike from Bravo on Icarus, once more preventing Mills from getting to his partner. There's no one there to make the tag, even if Mills could make it to the corner. Mills, though, nearly forced a miscue between the champions. Forearm strike to the face of Leach. Mills is fighting them 2-on-1 right now. Mills jamming both legs of Joe Bravo. Now Mills inching towards the corner. Icarus has got to get up onto that apron though, so that he's ready to receive the tag. Mills trying to get the rear waist lock, going to come back off the apron, off the ropes rather. Good for the lariat. Got it on the second time of asking. Mills firing them up here at Chapter 12. Oh, Mills able to dodge both the champions. Here comes Icarus. Shoulder blocks from the man who they call the Heart of Europe. Big back body drop from Icarus. Icarus discus elbow. And Leach suplex down to the canvas. Icarus now starting to feel the momentum build as he tags Mills back in. Leach got the boot up as Mills and Icarus attempted the double team. Here comes Mills, rebound lariat this time, hits its goal. Now the frequent tags between Mills and Icarus. Challenges are starting to build up a head of steam. Mills kicks Bleach on the way down. New tag team champions here, maybe. No, Joe Bravo breaks it up. Mills going to make Bravo pay for intervening. Bravo grabs the leg of Mills, drags him out to the outside. Mills went face first into the ring apron. Shot from Icarus. Wait, here's a roll up from Bleach on Icarus. Kick out. Icarus kicked out. Match continues. Icarus with an Olympic slam. And Icarus with an ankle lock of his own. A page out of the book of Connor Mills. Icarus twisting, tearing at that ankle. Mills with an ankle lock on Bravo. Double ankle locks here. And Mills though sent hard into that steel ring post by Bravo. Bleach desperately trying to make it to the bottom rope. What is that? Bravo just handed him the hairspray in the face. Right in the eyes of Icarus. Now Bravo back in, the referee didn't see a thing. Clothesline into the German suplex. Bleach looking for the pin, referee being thrown back in here by Bravo. The cover, and the Bleach Blonde Bastards steal one as they retain the titles.
Die Sieger des Matches und somit fighting PWÖ Tag Team Champions, Bleach Blonde Bastards!
That was completely outrageous. As the Bleach Blonde Bastards once again lucky to barely survive an opposition team that was thrown together on short notice. Last time they defended the titles, it was against the Hooker and Matthew Justice. Another last-minute team. The Bleach Blonde Bastards using the hairspray to once again hold on to the tag team titles.
Wir kommen direkt zum zweiten Match mit einem 20 Minuten Zeitlimit. Präsentiert von Fenster City Katzelsdorf und der Raiffeisenbank Lanzenkirchen. Es handelt sich um ein Singles-Match, angesetzt für einen Fall! Auf dem Weg zum Ring mit einem Gewicht von 110 Kilogramm. From the Arabian Nights, der Alpha of the Sahara, Zafar Ameen!
Zafar Ameen made his Pro Wrestling Austria debut when he challenged Ricky Sky for the 9 States Championship at HCW Legacy. Alongside Pro Wrestling Austria over in Sopron, Hungary. Very close run match. Ameen nearly becoming the 9 States champion. And by the way, the 9 States Championship will be defended later on tonight in a 3-way match as Ricky Sky defends against Rage and Mirko Panic. In the meantime though, the Alpha of the Sahara getting ready here for one-on-one competition. Very confident competitor, you see him walking around the ring like he owns it. His opponent, a very, very exciting young competitor from Germany.
sich schon 75 Kilogramm. Er kommt aus dem Erzgebirge. Nick Schreier!
Schreier made his Pro Wrestling Austria debut back at Chapter 10 against Rage. Schreier, elsewhere, has had a lot of success. He's a two-time former champion of the WXW Wrestling Academy. He's won Mixed Tag Team Championship gold over in the German Wrestling Federation in Berlin. He was trained, by the way, at the Pro Wrestling School in Dresden, which has produced an enormous amount of highly talented athletes in recent years. Schreier with a much more likable demeanor than Zafar Ameen. But I doubt Ameen cares. It's not a popularity contest here. It's about wins and losses. Ameen seems to be looking over at Schreier with some disdain, as though Schreier's not even in his league. If that is what he's thinking, then that is a mistake. If Ameen is underestimating Nick Schreier, especially given that Schreier seems to have the full support of the fans here in Lanzenkirchen. These Pro Wrestling Austria fans, always extremely vocal, extremely enthusiastic. We hope, if you're watching us online, that you will join us for a live experience with Pro Wrestling Austria in the year ahead, as Zafar Ameen offering a handshake to Schreier. Schreier not sure whether he should trust Ameen, which I think is a wise thing to be wary about. Schreier saying no. Ameen tried for the cheap shot. You've got to bet that's what he would have tried to do if Schreier had accepted the handshake as well. Now Ameen is trying to negotiate the release of his right leg from Schreier. The elbow from Ameen. Shoulder block, sending Schreier down. Ameen looking like he is very, very much on top here. Ameen to the ropes, leapfrog from Schreier. Schreier sends Ameen all the way over the top to the outside. Ameen is losing his temper here. Schreier can take advantage of that, and he does. Springboarding off the second turnbuckle. Hitting a drop kick right to the head of the Alpha of the Sahara. Here comes Schreier over the top. Ameen collapsing into the front row. Zafar Ameen was apparently looking for a dominant performance. It's turning out to be anything but here against Nick Schreier. Ameen, though, battling back. There's a toughness, a ruthlessness to Zafar Ameen. When Schreier thought he was on the ascendancy here, Zafar Ameen showing him that is not the case. In fact, quite the opposite. Chop from Ameen. Schreier, you can see, just trying to get some distance between himself and his opponent. Ameen going to try for a chop again here. That was Schreier, ducked it that time. Big mistake from Ameen. Ameen could have some broken bones in his hand there. Schreier forcing high fives on Ameen. Nick Schreier not showing any compassion to Zafar Ameen, but then why should he? Ameen isn't showing any to him either, as Schreier smashing that hand against the edge of the ring. Ameen rolled back in under the bottom rope. Ameen taking Schreier off balance, a desperation move perhaps from Zafar Ameen, but a very effective one. Ameen Checking he's still got feeling in that hand. Or he struck Schreier down and went for the cover, got a 2 count. Ameen said, I just wanted to make friends. I think that is one of the more insincere things that we have heard said ever here in Pro Wrestling Austria. And now he's shaking his hand. He drops the elbow. Now tests the water on a cover. Schreier survives for now. As I was saying, there's nothing quite like seeing Pro Wrestling Austria live. We hope you'll join us the next time we're with you. We're in Back on March 21st for Chapter 13, including the return of the Battle Zone Rumble. And Chapter 14 coming up this September. Sweep of the legs from Zafar Ameen. Ameen drops the elbow, hooks the near leg for another pin attempt. And a kick out from Schreier. As I was saying, our 5-year anniversary, Chapter 14 in Grumbach on September 19th. You can find out everything you need to know, including ticket information and more info on all of our roster at PWOE.at. By the time that 5-year anniversary swings around later this year, both Zafar Ameen and Nick Schreier hoping to be right in the heart of conversations about our various championships here in Pro Wrestling Austria. To do that, a win here is going to be critical. Got to start your year off on the right foot. Ameen believed he should have had a 3 count there, but I don't think that's much of a case. Referee was counting in a perfectly appropriate cadence. Ameen, fisherman's suplex. Dusts off his hands as if to say this is done, but it is not done. The kick out from Schreier. Nick Schreier just trying to weather the storm here. The sandstorm that is the Alpha of the Sahara. Ameen looking for the Mirage kick, couldn't get it. Schreier moved out of the way. Nick Schreier, endless reserves of resilience, of heart. Boot comes up though from Schreier. Schreier spinning around into the DDT. Stunning counter there from Nick Schreier. Schreier can force himself to his feet. Maybe he can deliver the critical blow here and hand a loss to Zafar Ameen. Got him in the corner once and twice. Looking to make it a trio. Ameen lifted him up onto the apron. Schreier gets the kick into the back of the head. Now Nick Schreier up on the top floor. Ameen begging off, Schreier gets him anyway. The crossbody from Schreier. Schreier in the corner, raining down the fists into the top of the skull of Zafar Ameen. Schreier looking for one more. And he gets it. Ameen goes down. Nick Schreier looking for a massive victory, and it is denied him by the kick out from Ameen. Schreier's got to regroup. He's got to do it quickly while he has Ameen down. Got to take advantage. Got to find a way to secure the win. Nick Schreier is tuning up the band. And for the super kick, couldn't get it. Instead, Ameen was maybe looking for the Sahara driver there. Schreier counters into a cover for a 2 count. There is the super kick from Schreier. Ameen, though, didn't go down. He's teetering and catches Schreier. Drops him on the throat on the ropes and then gets him with the Mirage kick. Ameen follows it up with the Sahara driver. Well, a 1-2 strike from Ameen to secure the 1-2-3. the Alpha of the Sahara, your winner.
Der Sieger des Matches, the Alpha of the Sahara, Zafar Ameen.
And Zafar Ameen had to endure a hell of a lot of fight from Nick Schreier. But that ruthless will to win on the part of Ameen, securing him in the end an impressive victory here tonight at Chapter 12, No Step Back. Ameen making a statement as he steps into 2026. A lot of these fans not happy with the outcome here. It was almost unanimous support for Nick Schreier. Ameen is just rubbing it in their faces. He doesn't care if everyone is going to boo him out of the building. Because bottom line, Zafar Ameen is walking out, whether you like it or not, with a victory. The Alpha of the Sahara is a force here in Pro Wrestling Austria.
Das nächste Match hat ein Zeitlimit von 20 Minuten und wird präsentiert von EVN, Energie, Wasser, Leben und echt? Da auch schon? Krass. Und Fuck the Sugar, Naschen ohne Reue. Das hätten wir doch alle gerne. Dabei handelt es sich um ein Singles-Match, angesetzt für einen Fall. Auf dem Weg zum Ring mit einem Gewicht von 70 Kilogramm. Aus Salzburg, sie ist der Candlestick Pitbull, Jessy fucking Jay!
Some more mystery surrounding this match. Jessy Jay was the originally scheduled opponent for Aluna, who, as I said earlier on, along with Jay Joshua, has been unable to make it to Austria today due to issues with their flight. So, in the absence of Aluna, who is going to be the opponent for the Kendo Stick Pitbull?
Und ihre Gegnerin. Mit einem Gewicht von 70 Kilogramm aus Budapest, Hungary, hier ist Orsi!
I didn't realize who that was going to be. Orsi's got some brand new music. She is making her comeback here to Pro Wrestling Austria. I'm just trying to do the maths here. I think it's her first time in 3 years. In fact, these two women met back at Chapter 2 in April of 2022. It was a tag team match, Jessy Jay and Moxie against Orsi and Eva Kolaski. Orsi was on the winning side that day. Jessy Jay walked out of the match due to tensions between her and Moxie. These two have never gone one-on-one here in Pro Wrestling Austria. A surprise treat here to see Jessy Jay versus Orsi. Handshake between the two. Orsi returned to wrestling in June of last year after 2 years away from the sport entirely. fact, she faced Robert Dreisker for the Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight Championship at a Passion Pro Wrestling show in Hungary back in September of 2022. Prior to that absence, Jessy Jay, though, has been competing regularly here in Pro Wrestling Austria. Won 2 times out of her 3 appearances here last year. The only defeat being a very close run thing against Masha Slamovic when the JCW World Championship was on the line in a hardcore match. Very even contest between these two so far. Waistlock takedown now from the powerful Orsi. Hook the leg, got a 1 count. Swing and a miss there from Orsi. Jay goes down low, tried to trip her up, couldn't get her when she put her whole body down, but got her with the drop toe hold. Tries for the kick to the side of the head. Orsi tries for a kick as well. Jay rolls her up, 2 count. She's sweeping the legs. Put on top for a lateral press there. Now Jay doing the same. Another 1 count before the kick out. Very even back and forth between these two to start things out. Jessy Jay has a background in judo. She's the current COW Women's Champion. She's a former 2-time Women's Champion over in GWF in Germany. There's a long list of other singles and tag team titles that she's won. Now that Orsi is back in the wrestling business and looking to fulfill the potential that she showed before her prolonged absence. Win over Jessy Jay here could be massive for this young Hungarian. Jay, though, going to the top. Jessy Jay leaping over Orsi, who hits back at her with a couple of big shots to the jaw and a 3rd one. That one sent the kendo stick pitbull down, flat onto her back. Orsi, I think she may have rattled those brains enough to get the cover, and Jessy Jay was able to regain her bearings just prior to the count of 3 and kicked out. Orsi catching Jessy Jay in the attempt at the crossbody. Look at the power of Orsi with the fall away slam. Jay just rolling under that bottom rope, trying to get herself back to her feet, but she looks like she has been rocked here. Just saw Orsi's strike coming in time to block it, gets the knee up. Some real evasive maneuvers here on the part of Jessy Jay. She's trying to buy herself a few seconds while she tries to unscramble those brains, get herself back into the fight. She slams Orsi's face into the ring apron. And now she's looking a little bit more with it here, Jessy Jay, like she's back in the room. Big chop across the chest there of Orsi. The strategy from Jessy Jay to just go into a holding pattern while she rediscovered herself. Got her consciousness back. Seemed to have worked, but Orsi now battling back. Jay face first into that hard edge of the ring. See that kendo stick in Jessy Jay's corner. It's not a no disqualification match here. She can't use that as a weapon. But still an intimidating sight for any opponent to see Jessy Jay walking out here with that kendo stick with which we know she can do so much damage. Jay rolling just in and out of the ring to reset the referee's count. Wants to do more damage without the kendo stick, just with her bare hands here on the outside of the ring without forcing the count out. But now she apparently believes that she may have done enough. Is she going to try and get the count out win? Or is she going to go through the ropes? That's what she tried to do. Or she telegraphed it. Both women back inside the ring now. She tried to charge in. Jessy Jay able to sidestep her there. There's a Samoan drop from Jay. Jay scrambling on top for another pin attempt. Another shoulder up from Orsi. Jay, though, with her Hungarian opponent upon her shoulders. Well, she was able to wriggle her way free. Ducks a clothesline attempt, gets a spear. Jessy Jay almost speared out of her boots there by Orsi, but it's not quite enough to secure the 3 count. Great tenacity from Jessy Jay to get that left shoulder up just in time. Orsi hooking the arms here. Jessy Jay looking to free herself. Went high, went low, couldn't get her either way. Orsi instead gets the kick to the face of the kendo stick pitbull. It's a super kick from Jay. Jay rolled back into the ring, Orsi held onto the ropes, now gets sent to the ropes. Big spine buster from Jay. Will that be enough for Jessy Jay? No, it won't. A late kick out there from Orsi. Very close run battle between these two here as Jessy Jay again looking for that fireman's carry. Once more, Orsi escapes into the rear waist swap, which is then countered by Jay. Both women, I think, looking for the German suplex. Orsi's going to be the one to get it. Real high angle on the landing there as well. Jay dumped on her head. Orsi might do it here. No. Orsi glaring around. Wide-eyed as she attempts to finish the deal here. Looking for a lariat. Jay got her up on the shoulders. Samoan drop. Another one. The pin from Jay, and the left shoulder up from Orsi. Jay just checking with the official. That really was only a 2 count. I don't think Jay was necessarily questioning the count of the official. I think she was more just disbelief that Orsi had kicked out again. Orsi countering maybe a powerbomb attempt into a victory roll. Close to getting her the victory. Clothesline there from Orsi. Second one. Jay this time on the 3rd time of asking ducks. There's a DDT though from Orsi. Orsi, hook of the leg on Jay. Jay's shoulder up again. And still the pendulum swings back and forth between Jessy Jay and Orsi. Orsi though, looking to end it. Try for another spear, knee went up from Jay. Jay, big sit-out powerbomb. Enormous from the kendo stick pitbull, and enough to finally secure the 1, 2, 3.
Die Siegerin des Matches, der kendo stick pitbull, Jessy Jay.
Jessy Jay with a surprise opponent tonight in Orsi, but able, with the help of that devastating powerbomb, to finally keep her powerhouse opponent's shoulders down to the canvas for the count of 3. Jay is offering her hand here. Orsi accepting the offer and a show of respect between 2 fine competitors. Jessy Jay going to celebrate a memorable win here tonight over Orsi. And as she does so, we're going to shift our attention because coming up next, it is the Losers Leave Pro Wrestling Austria We Quit match. And this all began back at Chapter 10 when the Gulyas brothers thought they had done enough to return to the top of the tag team mountain. Gulyas runs into the boot of Vilmos. The Gulyas brothers. The double powerbomb. The roll up. And the Gulyas brothers regain the tag team titles.
And new PWÖ Tag Team Champions, Attila, Vilmos, the Gulyas Bros.
Chaotic from start to finish. Oh wait, Team Turbulence getting into the ring. They thought this was going to be their night. Them snatching the titles. Now that's good to see. Finally, Tornado and Torpedo raising the hands of the new champions. The Gulyas brothers on top again. Oh God, what's that? What is that? A double low blow from Team Turbulence. Talk about sore losers. Team Turbulence think those titles should be theirs. What a pair of entitled scumbags. Got shot in the title belt to the skulls now. This is an outrage. This is a total outrage. Tornado and Torpedo have completely lost their minds here. This should be a moment of celebration for the Gulyas brothers. Instead they're being just ripped apart by Team Turbulence. Someone's ringing the bell. How's that going to help? Oh no. Wait a second now. Look who's here. The team who won the Call Your Shot Battle Imperial earlier on. So don't tell me the Bleach Bastards are going to cash in that opportunity now. Double team the lariat into the German suplex. The cover from Bleach and the win. We've got new tag team champions again for the second time in 2 minutes.
Dies ist ein We Quit Losers Leave PWÖ Match. Das Ganze ohne Zeitlimit. Das Match wird präsentiert von GK Cars Gebrauchtwagen in Wiener Neustadt. Ja, hey, jubelt ruhig, das ist cool. So. Ganz kurz zu den Regeln. Dieses Match wird nicht entschieden durch Pinfall. Dieses Match wird nicht entschieden durch Disqualifikation. Der Wrestler, der als erstes aufgibt, verliert für sein Team stellvertretend, welches daraufhin die Karriere bei der PWÖ offiziell beenden wird. Wir starten mit der Vorstellung der Kontrahenten. Auf dem Weg zum Ring mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 230 Kilogramm aus Debrecen, Hungary, Attila und Vilmos, die Gulyas Bros.
As we just saw back at Chapter 10 in March, these two young gentlemen had their second title reign as Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions ended just moments after it began, after that brutal and unexpected assault from Team Turbulence. As a result of that, Team Turbulence, Tommy Tornado, Tommy Torpedo were barred. They were suspended from Pro Wrestling Austria for Chapter 11 in September. But on that night, the Gulyas brothers made it abundantly clear that they wanted their revenge against Team Turbulence. That is what has led us here today. It turns out that Pro Wrestling Austria simply cannot hold both of these two teams. The hatred between them has simply become too much. And so for one of them, it will be their last time ever in a Pro Wrestling Austria ring. Gulyas brothers coming armed with kendo sticks. There will be no disqualifications, no pinfalls. As soon as one man for one team says he quits, his team will be gone from Pro Wrestling Austria forever.
Und ihre Gegner. Mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 191 Kilogramm aus Graz, Tornado und Torpedo, sie sind Team Turbulence!
It has now been one full decade that these two men have been Austria's #1 tag team. They are a well-oiled machine. And they're coming in here. Look at these t-shirts, these vests. They are very, very confident of victory. Interesting to see they have opted to bring the exact same weapons that their opponents have. These two teams are no strangers to each other. They actually competed against each other at our very first Pro Wrestling Austria show. Chapter 1, Emperor of Austria, back in 2021. Team Turbulence won on that day. They met again at Chapter 7, Battle Zone in 2024, when the Gulyas brothers were tag team champions. Gulyas is successfully defending against Team Turbulence on that occasion. So a 1-all record between these two teams here in Pro Wrestling Austria. This, the decider. It is the third and certainly final match between these two teams. My goodness. Someone, before this is done, will utter the words, "I quit." And in doing so, will condemn both himself and his tag team partner to a career in which they can no longer compete in this great promotion. This will not be for the faint-hearted. We simply do not know to what extremes these two teams are prepared to take themselves in defense of their continued existence here in Pro Wrestling Austria. Well, when that bell rings, the referee has a pretty simple job. Stay out of the way and it's register. Someone saying "I quit." He's got a microphone in hand. Look at that. All four men hit each other with those kendo sticks. Turning into a bit of a duel here already. Torpedo dropping his kendo stick. Tornado did the same. Both members of Team Turbulence fleeing to the outside of the ring. The Gulyas brothers getting the better of that first exchange. Both of the Gulyas brothers, Attila and Vilmos, looking to maybe surround their opponents. A big kick from Torpedo. Tornado able to get the better of Vilmos. Tornado choking Vilmos with that kendo stick. Torpedo snatching the stick from Attila, now choking him against the ring post.
Do you quit?
No!
And that's the first time we've heard the referee ask the question. He asked Attila if he wanted to quit. Someone's got to utter those words into that microphone. So we're getting the kendo stick back, striking Tornado in the midsection. Slamming his face into the canvas. Remember, it only requires one of the two team members to say that they quit. This Tornado just got dropped from, 10 feet in the air, face first down onto the mat. Tornado deposited painfully with his legs either side of that top rope. Attila with a smile on his face, so does Vilmos. Big trouble here for Tommy Tornado. God. Strikes to the front and back.
Do you quit?
Nine!
Tornado declining to quit, but certainly in all sorts of agony here. There's more trouble coming. It is torturous punishment.
Gibst du auf?
Nine!
Tornado still won't give up. The Gulyas will come at him again. Oh, Torpedo this time to the rescue. Striking Vilma, striking Attila. I don't know if Tornado could have withstood another one of those stereo strikes with the kendo sticks. Now there might be a bit of revenge coming on Vilmos. Oh, Vilmos out of the way. Torpedo struck his own partner. Things going from bad to worse for Team Turbulence. Now it's Torpedo's time to take a beat down from the kendo stick. Vilmos going to catapult Torpedo into the waiting elbow of Attila. Running senton onto that kendo stick, onto the prone body.
Nah!
The Torpedo won't give up. Still we go on. Almost picking up Torpedo. Attila's gone outside the ring. What is he looking for? Attila's grabbing a trash can. That's a metal trash can. Again, it's all legal here. No disqualifications. Anything can be used as a weapon. Attila dumping that trash can on the head. Torpedo's about to have his bell rung, I think. Goodness me! The pain must be unbearable. The ringing in the ears must be unbearable. The trash can once more placed on the head of Torpedo. Attila! Cannonball! Right into the trash can, into the face of Torpedo. I think he said it. He didn't say he quits. barely coherent though. Meanwhile, Tornado has a chair. Vilmos didn't see it till too late, nor did Attila. Tornado having to keep his team in this match, and by extension in Pro Wrestling Austria. Steel chair, apparently the only thing between Team Turbulence and a defeat here. Man, what a right hand! Attila Gulyas punching the chair just to get to the face of Tommy Tornado. Vilmos, what's he doing? He's putting Tornado down in that corner. Tornado just deposited on that chair. What are the Gulyas brothers thinking here? Gulyas is choking out Tommy Tornado. Here comes Attila. A torpedo breaking it up just in time. Drop kick from Attila Gulyas. Torpedo down on the outside. Meanwhile, Tornado, look at these repeated shots with the point of that kendo stick into the abdomen. And into the head as well. This is brutal from the Gulyas brothers. But Cannonball, no one home that time. That could be a big, big mistake from Attila Gulyas. Tornado doing here. Tornado using the edge of the chair right into the back, into the spine of Attila. He's broken the chair on his back.
Do you quit? 9!
Attila will not quit. None of these four men prepared to quit. Vilmos helping out his brother. His torpedo, I think it was a poke to the eye. Remember, it's all legal, no disqualification. In tandem there with the Enzuiguris, with Tommy Tornado and Tommy Torpedo. This has been an absolute war. Another shot with a kendo stick. Shot with what is left of that chair on the outside. Team Turbulence taking control. Now what is this? It's a ski poles. Skiing poles, for goodness sake. Anything and everything here being used as a weapon. Ski pole being used to choke out Vilmos.
You give up?
Oh, I think referee was able to hear that was a no. He was indicating no. Vilmos still being choked here by Tornado. Big shoulder thrust into the midsection from Torpedo. Team Turbulence taking apart the ribs here of Vilmos Gulyas. Team Turbulence sending Vilmos shoulder first that time between the turnbuckles into the steel ring post. Stereo kicks from Team Turbulence. Torpedo still got, or Tornado rather I should say, still got that ski pole. Smashing it down right across the mid-back there. Team Turbulence are calling for the end. Are we witnessing the final moments of the Gulyas Brothers Pro Wrestling Austria career? Oh! Hard impact in the corner. Vilmos trying to fight his way out of that corner. And doing so. Torpedo collides with Tornado. The pounce from Attila and another one. And Attila, Gulyas, a house of fire here. Big avalanche in the corner from the bull of the village. Charging from one member of Team Turbulence to the other. Big body slam from Attila. Attila gonna stack him up. Torpedo dropped on top of Tornado. Now what's he looking for? Attila going under the ring. Attila he's got a table. Attila has a table. The crowd delighted with a table being brought into play. This has been and continues to be one of the most brutal matches we've seen in the entire history of Pro Wrestling Austria. For Team Turbulence, it might be that they stay a part of history. They might not have any role in the future of this company. If Tommy Tornado goes through that table, Team Turbulence are done. A torpedo for steel chair. Torpedo saving Tornado. There's no way. Even as resilient as all four of these men have been, how could you not say I quit if you were slammed through a wooden table? It could be worse than that even, because Vilmos being deposited on that top turnbuckle. Don't tell me they're going to look for a double superplex here. Vilmos realizing the jeopardy he's in, fighting them off. Luckily for him, Attila back to help him out. Attila though, where's he being put now? Oh, he's been thrown out of the ring. That's smart. That is smart from Team Turbulence. They can turn their attention fully back to Vilmos, but Vilmos is still fighting. Vilmos still battling. Team Turbulence have got him though. Throwing him off the top turnbuckle through the table. That's got to be all. That has got to be all.
You quit.
No! How in the world? How in the world did he resist the temptation to say I quit? Tommy Tornado is arguing with the referee. It's not the referee's fault. Tornado and Torpedo, like everyone else, are in total disbelief. Tommy Tornado has absolutely lost his mind here. He is beyond him, just beside himself. And the fact that Vilmos did not say I quit. Vilmos, he can't have anything left. He cannot have anything left. Attila though, does have something left. He's got a steel chair. Attila attacking both members of Team Turbulence. Attila arriving just in the nick of time. A flurry of strikes with that chair. The Gulyas brothers hanging on to their Pro Wrestling Austria careers by their fingertips. Vilmos somehow recovered enough to realize what's going on. They're going to try for the double team. Torpedo stopping that from happening. Ooh. And then ramming the groin of Vilmos into that steel post, caught right between the legs. Attila just took a big steel chair shot to the head.
You quit?
Right. Attila saying no. What is this though? What is this on the outside? Tommy Torpedo got some tape. And he's tying Vilmos to the ring post here. Well, it's within the rules. There's no disqualifications. The officials can't, under the rules of the match, can't do anything to try and free Vilmos. Vilmos is helpless. Vilmos tied up tight around that ring post. You might not like the strategy, but you've got to say, on one level, that is a work of genius from Team Turbulence.
You quit?
9! And Attila still refusing to quit. And so, the pain will keep coming. But look at Vilmos. Vilmos is helpless. All Vilmos can do is watch this onslaught being unleashed on his brother. Right in the shoulder, right in the ribs, every part of the torso. But that's it.
You quit?
Fuck you! Man, the defiance from Attila. Unreal. Look at the shots with the chairs. Look at the shots with the chairs. Attila Gulyas is being decimated here. Vilmos grabbing the hand of his brother.
Do you quit?
Never!
Attila says he'll never quit. And this though, the boot on the hands, breaking the connection between these two siblings is Tommy Torpedo. What are they thinking now? What else can you do to this man? Oh my God, what is this? What the hell is this? Tommy Torpedo wrapping that chair around the neck of Attila. What's Tornado doing? Where's he gone? There's a van parked outside the building here. Remember, there's no countouts, no disqualifications. Where's he? He's got a tyre. He's got one of the tyres off that van. Heavy tyre. Pushed into the ring. Vilmos still unable to do anything but watch here. What the hell are you? Don't tell me they're going to drop the tyre on that neck wrapped around the steel chair. You'll end the man's career, for God's sakes. Don't do it. Please don't do this. He's lifting it up there. Vilmos is begging off. Oh, he said he quit. Vilmos quit. Vilmos quit to save his brother. He quit to save his brother.
Die Sieger des Matches nach Aufgabe. Team Turbulence.
Vilmos Gulyas just sacrificed his team's Pro Wrestling Austria career to save his brother's well-being. Look at them gloating. Tornado and Torpedo gloating.
Damit sind sie weiterhin fester Bestandteil des PWÖ-Rosters.
But we are, God, stop hitting it. We asked to what levels these teams would have to stoop. Team Turbulence taking it to a level of inhumanity I don't think any of us could have anticipated. Prepared to permanently injure
Im Gegenzug bedeutet dies das PWÖ aus für die Gulyas Bros.
Confirmation there from our ring announcer of what we all already knew. That defeat. Oh, stop it now! Stop it now! When is it enough? When is it enough? You've already ended the men's careers here, for God's sake. And Team Turbulence just behaving unforgivably. And even after Vilmos quit on behalf of his brother, they're going to do it anyway. Somebody stop this. For the love of God, somebody stop this. Torpedo. Torpedo, that tire above it. Don't do it. Don't do it, damn it. Damn you. Oh, we need help. We need help out here. We need it right now. We need it right now. Get them away. Shoving the officials. The match is over. There's got to be consequences here for Team Turbulence. Will somebody please get those two men out of that ring? For pity's sake. God knows what has been done here to Attila Gulyas. Almost now being gradually released. With him quitting to save his brother. That's one of the heartbreaking parts of this, is that that's all going to turn out to be for nothing, because those damn Team Turbulence members, they did it anyway. It was so unnecessary. You'd already won. What's Tornado doing here? The medic is checking on Attila. He's going to need to go to a hospital. Look at Tornado is tying up Vilmos again. Why? Why? This is grotesque. Man, we're gonna have to try and restore some order here. And when we come back, hopefully, we're gonna have our 9 states title match, a freeway match. It all came about as a result of what went down at Chapter 11, when we were trying to determine a new #1 contender for that title. Races is going to end this. But Hugo powers out of the back body drop. Sky. Ricky Sky, the 9 States champion, just struck Panage, and now he struck Rage as well. That's ridiculous. Sky trying to ensure that neither of these men are #1 contender. Oh, but hang on. Manuel, our matchmaker, talking to Ringenanter.
Leute, ich höre gerade vom PWÖ Office. Im Januar bei Kapitel 12 wird es ein Match geben. Ricky Sky gegen Rage und den Hugo!
Wow!
Triple Threat rules on the championship!
That's a great decision from Manuel. Ricky Sky's going to have to defend the title in a 3-way at Chapter 12.
Wir kommen zum nächsten Match mit einem Zeitlimit von 30 Minuten. Präsentiert von Fischer Immobilien in Neunkirchen. Okay, Immobilien kommen wohl nicht so gut an. Dabei geht es um die PWÖ 9 States Championship. Kurz zu den Regeln. In diesem Match werden zeitgleich 3 Wrestler im Ring sein. Der erste Pinfall bzw. das erste Submission, das zählt. Im Falle allerdings einer Disqualifikation wird die entsprechende Person aus dem Match ausscheiden. Und nun kommen wir zu den Kontrahenten. Auf dem Weg zum Ring mit einem Gewicht von 98 Kilogramm. Er kommt aus Allensteig. Rage!
He is known as the Sniper. He's competed in Germany, in Italy, in Poland. But is he about to become the champion to represent the 9 states of Austria? We're still trying to get our heads around what we just saw at the conclusion of that Loser Leaves Pro Wrestling Austria tag team match. We'll try and get you an update on the condition of Attila Gulyas before we go off air tonight, if we possibly can. No doubt he's been taken to a local hospital.
Und seine Kontrahenten. Mit einem Gewicht von 115 Kilogramm aus Slowenien. Er ist der Hugo Mirko Panic.
Now in his 21st year as a professional wrestler, a man who's the former heavyweight champion of UKWA, former WUW Austria champion, so he's held some very high-profile championships here in this country. Maybe he is about to add that 9 states championship to that list. The Hugo originally from Slovenia. As you can hear, the Austrian fans have taken them under their wing as one of their own. he will be the overwhelming crowd favorite in this three-way championship contest. Mirko Panic having some fun here. As Rage looking on from his corner.
Und last but not least, mit einem Gewicht von 104 Kilogramm aus Bradshaw, Slowakei. Er ist der amtierende PWÖ 9 States Champion und der Wrestler mit dem 5-Sterne-Mustache, Ricky Sky!
A 5-star mustache, but a 1-star plan for Ricky Sky. Back at Chapter 11 in September, we saw that Sky thought if he attacked both Rage and Panic during their number one contenders match, then there'd be no number one contender. He wouldn't have to defend the title here tonight at Chapter 12. Great decision, though, by our matchmaker Manuel to schedule instead this three-way match. Ricky Sky has made things even more difficult for himself then by having to face not one opponent, but two, as a result of his behavior back in September. You heard our ring announcer say at the beginning of this, but it's worth repeating that under the rules of three-way matches here in Pro Wrestling Austria, there are disqualifications, unlike in some other promotions, so if you were to be disqualified as one of the competitors in this match, you would have to return to the back. It would become a singles match. Talked about Panic's Slovenian background. Ricky Sky was born in Slovakia, used to be a part of the Slovakian national judo team. Here in Pro Wrestling Austria, he won the 9 States Championship in a memorable ladder match against Darius Michaeloku and Lucifer Lohan back at Chapter 10 in March. Thanks in large part to the help of his manager and partner Diotima. Diotima is conspicuous by her absence tonight, not here due to the couple's newborn baby. Also absent tonight, by the way, Rage is normally accompanied by his manager Sultanov, who is not here because of illness. So from the perspective of Mirko Panic, that's two fewer things to worry about. Doesn't have to keep his eyes on either Sultanov or Diotima, but he does have to keep his eyes on two opponents. Panic, before we get started here, might address the fans.
Salam alaikum, dober večer und guten Abend. Abracadabra, wer ist wieder da? Wer? Was? Der Jugo ist wieder da. Und heute hole ich mir das, was mir zusteht. Diesen Titel. Und am Ende heißt es Abracadabra, der Jugo ist der neue Champion. Und wisst ihr warum?
Well, both of Panic's opponents deciding to attack him at the same time as the bell rings. And this championship match underway, but any alliance here between Ricky Sky and Rage obviously going to be temporary. Only one of them can win the match. First man to score a pinfall or a submission over either of their opponents will walk out with that 9 States championship. Sky got him there. Body shot into Panic. Here comes Rage. Now Sky, both men taking turns to stop a hole in the chest here of the Yugo. Almost like they're tagging each other in to continue the beat down. Feels like a 2-on-1 handicap match at the moment. Panic already in a very bad way at the hands of Ricky Sky and Rage. He's fighting back though. Here comes the Yugo. Headbutt from Panic. Chop to the chest of the champion. Panic, big back body drop. Ricky Sky just tossed into the air, dropped down hard on his back. The moustache though still perfect, by the way. Rage trying to come after Panic. Panic's responding with the chops. Now he'll send Rage to the ropes. He'll get caught, will Rage. Great power slam, great power from Panic. Panic focusing his attentions on pretty Ricky Sky. Sky thrown into that same corner as Rage. But Panic got himself there just a split second too late. The other two got themselves out of harm's way. In the end, it is Yugo to whom harm comes. But there's a double pin. You can't both pin him. You can't both win the match. We can only have one champion. And the alliance apparently falling apart between Sky and Rage. Rage getting the better of that exchange against the champion. Now putting the boot into Sky. All the while, that's giving Panic time to recuperate. Might need a lot of time though, because he suffered a real beatdown at the hands of these two men before their partnership fell apart. Ricky Sky asking the fans whether he is indeed pretty, and I don't think he liked the answer. Clothesline from Rage. That sent Sky all the way over the top to the floor. Panic though is back on his feet. Yugo with a chop to Rage, and another one, and again. Uppercut from Panic. Rage sent from one corner, diagonally across to the other, gets the elbow up though. Yugo doesn't mind, he's coming back for more, but this time Rage gets the boot into the face. Still Yugo keeps coming, looking for the neck breaker. Rage will shove him into the corner. Now Rage throws him with the suplex. Great power. Cover, but it got broken up there by Ricky Sky. Sky going to throw Rage to the outside. Sky dropping the elbow. Going to try and maybe steal the pin that would have otherwise been Rage's. He wasn't too busy demanding that the crowd give him recognition for his physical appearance, and he's taking far too long and giving far too much attention to what the crowd thinks. That caused him to miss the elbow. Here comes Panic now. Panic. Elbow came up there for Ricky Sky. Now the boot. Panic stumbling around, ends up on the floor. I think that boot caught him pretty flush. Ricky Sky getting his balance on the top turnbuckle. Big crossbody, caught him right in the shoulders. Rolls back onto him, looking for the pin. Rage was there to break it up. You do wonder if Sky hadn't seen his momentum take him off of the chest of Panic on the landing. He would have got to that cover just a couple of seconds earlier. Rage may not have got there to break it up, and the match could be over now. Now with Panic dispatched to the outside, we're back down to Sky and Rage. Headbutt there from Rage. He's getting the better of the champion. In this exchange, there's a double axe handle. Sending Sky's face right to that turnbuckle pad. Shoulder thrusts here from Rage. Sniper laser focused on that 9 states championship. Right now he's laser focused on the referee. Remember, be careful here. As I said, you can be disqualified in 3-way matches in Pro Wrestling Austria. Big right hand now from Rage. Sky hit that corner hard, but he was still able to get the elbow up. Rage came running in. Ricky Sky really is his own biggest fan, isn't he? Congratulating himself midway through there as he got the elbow up, but he's taken far too long to get up to the top. Rage cuts him off. And the penalty for Ricky Sky may not end there. There is more to come. Sky may get superplexed. Here's Panic. Sky was trying to resist, but he can't resist that. The superplex aided into a powerbomb. And is the 9 states championship reign of Ricky Sky ebbing away? Panic, look at him, he's getting fired up here. Believing this could be his moment. Panic with the chops to Sky, an uppercut as well in the corner. Now turns his attention to Rage. Same treatment for Rage, the opposite side of the ring. Rage sent into Sky. Here comes the Yugo. Collides with them both. This is Panic's match to lose now. Can he get a neck break? Yes, he can on Rage. I think he got all of it as well. Panic, going to the ropes. Oh, Sky brought down the top rope. The Yugo over the top to the outside. Rage gets caught by Sky. Slammed down hard into the canvas. The pin in from the champion. And a kick right to the head from Yugo. Panic going to the ropes. Dropping the leg right across the throat of Rage. The pin. And he's done it. He's done it. Mirko Panic is the 9 states champion.
Der Sieger des Matches und damit neuer PWÖ 9 States Champion, der Yugo
2026 for the Yugo. Panic almost in disbelief here at what he's achieved. Mirko Panic, the 9 states champion. What a moment for the Yugo. And you've got to say, what an error in judgment for Ricky Sky, whose interference in that #1 contendership match back in Chapter 11 now looks more foolish than ever. Because he could not survive the challenge of 2 opponents at the same time. And one of them, the Yugo, has taken that 9 states title away from the man with the 5-star moustache. Let's hear from the new champion.
Abracadabra, wer ist der neue Champion? Wer? Was? Der Yugo ist der neue Champion. Die Frage des Lebens. Und wisst ihr warum? Weil ich der Yugo bin.
The Yugo in jubilant mood. And why shouldn't he be? Mirko Panic, the brand new Pro Wrestling Austria 9 states champion. He's a real man of the people, is Mirko Panic. They will be celebrating back in Slovenia, but they are celebrating here as well in Austria. History being made here at Chapter 12, no step back. And there is still much, much more to come here tonight from Lanzenkirchen.
Liebe PWÖ-Community, es geht direkt weiter mit dem nächsten Match. Präsentiert von meindrucker.net. Ich find's klasse. In Wiener Neustadt. Dabei handelt es sich um ein Singles-Match mit einem Zeitlimit von 20 Minuten, angesetzt für einen Fall! Mit einem Gewicht von 110 Kilogramm. Er ist staatenlos. Hier ist Barbarossa!
Barbarossa, one half of the Tribe of Wrath alongside Curtis Black. He's going to be in singles competition here. Another bit of mystery caused by the travel chaos today. Barbarossa was originally set to go one-on-one against Icarus, but we saw Icarus involved in our tag team title match earlier on. So as I understand it, Icarus will not be Barbarossa's opponent. We will find out who is going to be his opponent in just a few seconds' time. But whoever it is, better bring their A game, because that is a terrifying competitor.
Und sein Gegner. Mit einem Gewicht von 93 Kilogramm aus 22, 32 Deutsch-Wagramm. hier ist Freistilringer Alex Berkner!
Great to see Alex Berkner back here in Pro Wrestling Austria. He made his debut with us in September of 2023 at Chapter 5, Full Mayhem, in an impressive effort against Lucifer Lohan. This is interesting as well because both Barbarossa and Berkner were trained by the great Mikhail Kovac at the EWA Powerplex. So both products of the same training school. Berkner is a former freestyle wrestler. Very good amateur background. Very different kind of athlete to the much more barbaric Barbarossa. Barbarossa, a former tag team champion over in HCW in Hungary. Berkner's going to offer a handshake here. He said he's going to get a slap around the face, and that tells you all you need to know about the differences in the personalities of these two men. Side headlock here by Barbarossa. We are still just coming down from the celebration. Mirko Panic becoming the 9 states champion. Barbarossa, in the meantime, sending Berkner down. Down again with another shoulder block. This time Berkner able to grab him. It's a good arm drag and another one. Again, that amateur background giving him really strong technical foundation here. We hope you've been enjoying the action here with us tonight. Don't forget you can join the conversation. You can find us on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and TikTok, on X, on YouTube. At Pro Wrestling AT is our handle on all of those. And as I said earlier in the show, if you like what you're watching live online, make sure you come and join us live in person later this year. Next time we're with you, Chapter 13 in Payerbach, March 21st, including the return of the Battle Zone Rumble. And then Chapter 14, we are in Grumbach on September 19th, celebrating our 5-year anniversary. Barbarossa in the boot up to the face. These two brawling on the outside. And Barbarossa dropping Berkner right on his back on that hard edge of the ring. Steel beam that runs across the perimeter of the ring. Very little padding there on the edge of the ring as well. So Berkner, as you can see, feeling the effects of that landing. We already had one new champion tonight. We may have another one before we go off air. Barbarossa. Big bomb off the second turnbuckle, looking for the win here. Kick out from Berkner. Immediately following this match, the Openweight Championship to be decided. Martn Payne defends against Laurance Roman in our main event. It has been one hell of a way to start the new year here tonight for Pro Wrestling Austria. Berkner reversing the whip there. Barbarossa sent hard into the corner. Berkner follows him in equally hard with a forearm to the face. And another one. Barbarossa and the boot up. Barbarossa didn't know who his opponent was going to be till moments before that bell rang. Still looking extremely impressive here against Alex Berkner. Barbarossa though choking Berkner. That is against the rules. Referee quite rightly demanding the break before the count of 5, but Barbarossa using most of that 5 count before he did release the hold. Trying to fight back there, but really able to do so. Barbarossa sending his opponent opponent face first repeatedly into the turnbuckle. It's very thin padding on those turnbuckles as well. It's a metal hook underneath that black padding. Samoan drop there from Barbarossa. Now hooking that outside leg, the right leg and the right shoulder is what came up to save Alex Berkner. Big shot into the left shoulder now from Barbarossa. You can feel the wrath here of the man from the tribe of Wrath. Barbarossa saying another one of those middle rope bombs is coming. He shouldn't have given Berkner the warning. Berkner rolled out of the way. Those knees of Barbarossa hitting the canvas hard. Berkner may have the opening he needs to get back into this. Shot from Barbarossa. Berkner shakes his head. Barbarossa couldn't get as much force behind that chop as he would have liked. Berkner getting plenty though behind these forearms. Overhand chop there from Barbarossa. Berkner ducks a clothesline, ducks a swinging elbow, gets a shoulder block. Barbarossa was taken off his feet. For the gut-wrench suplex and gets it. Berkner got the leg hooked and the shoulder nonetheless comes up for Barbarossa. These two products of the EWA Powerplex. Real great back and forth between them here. The straps have come down for Alex Berkner. Berkner has Barbarossa in that pump handle position. Barbarossa swung his elbow to free himself. Big clothesline from Barbarossa. It came from absolutely nowhere and is enough to secure the victory over Berkner.
Der Sieger des Matches, Barbarossa!
And as quickly as that, in the blink of an eye, a devastatingly forceful, leaping clothesline from Barbarossa secures him the victory. And that victory leaves us with one more piece of business on the agenda tonight. The Openweight title is on the line next. It will be Laurance Roman challenging Martn Payne. Let's take a look at the last time these two faced off almost 2 years ago to the day. Martn Payne up top. Roman, I don't know if he has enough energy to move out of the way. No, he doesn't. A diving elbow drop that Payne may have hurt himself. Remember all the damage that was done to that right arm. Well, Payne using that arm as a weapon and may have done as much damage to him as it did to Roman almost. Drapes the arm over Roman and a kick out. Yeah, Payne took too long. By the time he'd been able to gather himself to grit his teeth after the discomfort he was feeling on the impact of that elbow, Roman had enough time to get his wits about him as well. He kicked out on two. Payne will look for the Death Valley driver. Finished a lot of opponents with that. Roman knows it, knows he can't afford to fall victim to it. Roman was elbowing and then able to just wriggle his way free. Kick into the face there from Roman. There's an enziguri. Payne wouldn't go down. Again looking for the package pile driver. Couldn't get him. There is the Death Valley driver from Martn Payne. Payne hooks a leg and Payne puts away Laurance Roman.
Und der Sieger dieses Matches, Martn Payne!
Incredible effort from both of these men. And it was fine margins as to who was going to win it.
Wir kommen zum heutigen Main Event! Dies wird präsentiert von Holzbau Gubbauer in Lanzenkirchen. Arbeitet ihr da? Sage ich nachher nochmal. Das Ganze mit einem Zeitlimit von 30 Minuten und es geht um nicht weniger als die PWÖ Openweight Championship!
As you just saw, Laurance Roman has gone one-on-one against Martn Payne in the past. It was at Chapter 6, Stronger Together, January of 2024. A victory for Martn Payne, and it was on the very next show after that, Chapter 7, Battle Zone, when Payne beat Roman's then Amboss partner, Robert Dreisker, despite, by the way, the efforts of Roman to intervene in that match. That was when Martn Payne became the Openweight champion 630 days ago. Now they meet again. Amboss is finished. Laurance Roman won the three-way battle of Amboss back at Chapter 11 in September, thus proving himself as worthy to be the next in line to challenge for the Openweight title in this, our main event of Chapter 12, No Step Back. The video display says get ready for Payne. And so many of the past opponents of this man clearly were not ready. He has victories since he's been champion over the Axeman, Axel Tischer, over the Babo, Medahan, over the Austrian Wolverine, Chris Cohen. Most recently at Chapter 11 in September, against Flash Morgan Webster. You stack him up, he knocks them down. That has been the story of what has been now close to 2 years since Martn Payne became the Openweight champion. A man who has wrestled all around the globe in Canada, China, Germany, England, Japan. Was a part of New Japan Pro Wrestling's first class in his Los Angeles dojo. Tried out for WWE in 2018. He's won championships across Europe. And he is the standard bearer for Pro Wrestling Austria. It is Martn Payne and Laurance Roman for the Openweight title in our main event.
Liebe PWÖ-Community, ich darf euch im Kampf um die PWÖ Openweight Championship vorstellen. Zunächst zu meiner Linken, der Herausforderer.
Ey, du Pfeife, jetzt hab ich genug von dir und euch ganzen Idioten!
Wow. Roman is worked up.
Ich kann euch die nächsten 30 Minuten eures erbärmlichen Lebens sparen und dir deinen verdammten Job leichter machen, indem du mich einfach als den neuen PWÖ Openweight Champion direkt schon jetzt ankündigst.
Well, he's nothing if not confident.
Ja. Zunächst zu meiner Linken der Herausforderer mit einem Gewicht von 85 Kilogramm aus Dresden in Deutschland, Laurance Roman. Und zu meiner Rechten mit einem Gewicht von 100 Kilogramm aus Wien in Österreich. Er ist der amtierende PWÖ Openweight Champion. Get ready for Martn Pain!
Laurance Roman may believe that he is already the champion. These fans beg to differ. Martn Pain has represented them with pride, with passion, and has proven himself to be damn near unbeatable. Can Laurance Roman do what no one else has been able to do since the last time these two men competed against each other? If Roman finds himself falling victim to that same Death Valley driver as he did in January of 2024, it will be the same result again. Another victory for Martn Pain. Laurance Roman has come a long way since then. It's Pain backing Roman into the corner. Pain looking confident, but Roman, just a couple of months after that last encounter between these two, went on to become the winner of 16 Karat Gold, WXW's prestigious annual tournament over in Germany. And then went on to become the WXW Unified World Wrestling Champion. He's been the Shotgun Champion there as well. Currently in his third reign as the WXW World Tag Team Champion. He's also a Tag Team Champion in AOW. He's held tag team titles in HCW in Hungary. So Laurance Roman, a man who is used to championship gold. Roman back in the ring, and they lock up again. Collar and elbow tie-up between champion and challenger. Pain able to overpower Laurance Roman. Pain just insisting that Roman gets straight back in. Look, he's inviting him back in. He's not going to try and prevent him from getting back in the ring. That is the confidence that Martn Pain has, understandably, after those opening exchanges where the strength of Martn Pain has been something Laurance Roman just has not found an answer to as of yet. Roman now, this time though, is getting the better of the champion. Pain tries to shove him away, trying to rely on that power again. The speed, the quickness, the viciousness of Laurance Roman is what brought him to the dance. The shoulder block though, another example, what brought Martn Pain to that dance, the strength, the power. Roman playing Matador there, lured him in, dropped the top rope. Now Roman going off the opposite ropes, diving low, gets caught by Pain and dropped onto the edge of the ring. A fast, furious exchange there. dives low. And Roman not able to do what Payne did to him. Couldn't grab him. Roman goes down. That is what having the size advantage will give you. Martn Payne, look at the methodical way in which he's approaching this, the pace. Roman trying to speed it up. Payne able to counter what was an attempt from Roman to send him face first into the ring apron. Roman, no. Put him in the throat now, just pulling at the arm. Breaks it up before the count of 5. Got to be careful of possible disqualification here. It's been a headline-making night here at Pro Wrestling Austria. Pro Wrestling Austria careers of the Gulyas brothers coming to an end. By the way, we still don't have any further update on Attilat Gulyas, other than that he is continuing to receive medical attention. I'll tell you what, Martn Payne and Laurance Roman may themselves need medical attention after the ferocity of this brawl on the outside. Hugo Mirko Panic also making news tonight as the new 9 states champion. Anagi from the apron, courtesy of the current Openweight champion, Martn Payne. Payne took a little bit of time to acknowledge the crowd. Gave Roman a couple of extra seconds to get to his feet. Now having knocked Payne off of the turnbuckle, Roman putting the boot in. The fierceness, pitbull-like ferocity of Laurance Roman. Right hand from Roman. Payne backed into the corner. That was undoubtedly a mistake from Martn Payne to take too much time climbing the turnbuckle. Will it be the mistake that leads to him losing the Openweight title at last? They're holding on to that top rope to prevent himself from being sent across the ring. Roman tries to lessen his resolve with a chop to the chest. And tries again, this time Payne counters the whip. Elbow comes up from Roman though. Roman springboarding off the second rope, gets caught in midair. Elbow from Payne, oh wait, there's a mule kick from Roman. Referee was backed into the corner, didn't see the position of the foot, it was a low blow. Laurance Roman taking a shortcut. The fans here are infuriated. Referee doesn't understand what happened. Roman going for the cover. Thankfully, Martn Payne got the shoulder up. It would have been a travesty if the match had ended that way. Even though it didn't end that way, though, Roman has used those cheating tactics to buy himself an unfair advantage. He is capitalizing on that advantage. Big elbow to the face, gets on top for another pin. Another kick out here from Payne. Now the crowd getting on the back of Laurance Roman. Roman in response, defiant, almost a smug cover there of Martn Payne. We have to say to those fans, he might be a champion, I'm going to beat him. Now look at him talking trash to Payne. That's a mistake from Roman, I think. That's given Payne a chance back in. Slow sign from Roman in the corner. Roman quickly getting himself back on top. Impressive from Roman with the snap suplex. Hooking the leg on the pin. Kick out from Martn Payne. Roman now, look at him just wrenching the head and neck sideways to an unnatural degree here. Martn Payne able to get to his feet, gets a couple of elbows. And a third one to Roman. Roman, though, buries the knee in the midsection. Payne sent hard into the corner. His spine clattering into the turnbuckle. Then he fell forwards. Does it cost him the title? No, left shoulder comes up for Martn Payne. Roman just standing on the hand here. Martn Payne stamping on the back of the neck. This nasty, mean side of Laurance Roman coming to the fore. But Martn Payne up to the task, or is he? Roman neckbreaker. Is that enough to win it for Laurance Roman? The answer is no. This one now approaching 10 minutes in length already. Say already, for these two it must feel like 2 or 3 times that, the amount of punishment they've both absorbed. From a spectator's point of view, the time has flown in this utterly absorbing main event as a double axe handle from Laurance Roman. Roman, another pin attempt, another kick out from Martn Payne. Roman trying to lock in. Is it a crossface here, maybe? More focus on the head and neck from Laurance Roman. Martn Payne. It will take a lot to get the champion to submit. He doesn't have to tap out, he could pass out here. Laurance Roman will take the victory either way. Either way would make him the champion. Martn Payne trying to just crawl towards that bottom rope. It must, even though it's so close, it must feel like it's miles away. He finally gets there. Roman breaks the hold, but how much damage was done to Martn Payne with that prolonged period of time caught in the crossface? Roman stamping the gap between the shoulder blades of Martn Payne. Now what is Roman doing? Roman starting to ascend. Onto the second turnbuckle, a confident smile on the face of the man from Dresden. Roman caught. Martn Payne, tremendous power from the champion to switch into position for that German suplex. Listen to the battle cry from the Pro Wrestling Austria fans. Payne catching Roman in the corner. The champion finding a second wind here. Roman though, cutting him off. Gets the boot to the face. Payne got him up. Power slammed him down. Martn Payne to retain. No. Laurance Roman kicking out once more. Both men are down. The fate of the Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight Championship remains unknown. It is a coin toss here. Either man could win this. Roman, look at the spit to the face, the disrespect from Roman. He followed it up with a nasty slap across the cheek. Roman trying to tell Martn Payne that if he wants Payne, he'll bring it, but Payne happy to deliver plenty of his own. Look at this, neither man trying to block. Both trying to hit their opponent harder. Russian leg sweep from Martn Payne. Payne going deep into his repertoire of moves in an effort to put down Laurance Roman. And now the champion may be looking to take a risk. He tried to go up top earlier. It cost him. But Roman is more beaten down now. The diving elbow catches Roman. Payne didn't have enough left to immediately get on top for the pin, but now he does. The cover from Payne. Oh, the foot went on the rope. Foot went on the rope from Roman. Referee saw it. Great officiating. And Laurance Roman, wise to his ring position, knew that he could get his foot on that rope and break up the pin. A bit of heartache there for Martn Payne, who I think believed he had done enough to retain the title. Payne will look for the Death Valley driver, looking to have history repeat itself. Laurance Roman knows he can't afford to get lifted up onto those shoulders. Roman gets a step up enziguri. Payne didn't go down though. He's able to stay on his feet. And a clothesline from Payne. Roman was rocked. Martn Payne drops him with a jackknife-style powerbomb. Roman able to drop Payne on his head. Back and forth. Payne could be out. No, he isn't. Left shoulder up for Payne, but back into the crossface. Roman back into the crossface. Roman with that butcher's hook grip right across the middle of the face. He's lost the grip, pointing at the referee, regains it, cranking back on that neck. You can see Payne trying to get up onto his knees to relieve the pressure. Payne might be fading. Martn Payne might be fading. Is Payne out? Is Martn Payne out here? The hand's gone down once. If it goes down 3 times, Laurance Roman's the champion. It's down twice. On the 3rd time, signs of life. The counter into the pin and a kick out. Wait, he's got him up. Payne got him up suddenly there. Almost nailing that Death Valley driver. Instead, Martn Payne just inadvertently nailed the referee. Well, there is no official here. Laurance Roman. Roman looking for the pile driver. Gets back body dropped by Martn Payne. We need some attention for our referee here. It's a really unfortunate spill that took out the referee. Payne, no, Roman dodging him. Roman, the shoulder thrust. Lifting Martn Payne up onto that top turnbuckle. Martn Payne with the elbows here to Laurance Roman, who keeps on coming back for more. Tenacious as ever is Laurance Roman. Headbutt from Payne. Headbutt from Payne knocks Roman away once more. Referee is still down. Wait, Payne has him up. Payne had him on the shoulders briefly there. Can you imagine if he had a Death Valley driver off the top? He's going to try and do it again. Martn Payne gets it. A super Death Valley driver. Oh, that's taken a huge amount out of Martn Payne as well. Payne and Roman are both down. Crucially, the referee is down, even if Payne could get to the pin. And there's that. Oh, wait, who's that? Wait, that's a masked man. What? What is this? A masked man getting into the ring. Who is this? This stranger assaulting Martn Payne. with no referee to do anything about it. Who is that? Who the hell is that? This man continuing the attack. Oh man. Payne just dropped on his neck. Who in the hell is it? Oh my. I think I recognize those tattoos. It can't be. It can't be who I think it is. It's Darius. What in the hell? Martn, Payne and Darius are friends. I thought they were. Darius even helped Payne to win the title against Dreisker. I don't know what just happened. I'm not sure Laurance Roman fully understands what just happened. It's a pile driver from Roman. Roman's going to take advantage of the opportunity. And Laurance Roman, oh my God, Laurance Roman just won the Openweight Championship off the back of that attack from Darius.
Der Sieger des Matches und somit neuer PWÖ Openweight Champion, Laurance Roman!
I am beyond stunned. Why? Why did Darius do that? Why? Again, it was Darius was one of the people alongside Peter Tihoni who ran down to help Martn Payne in beating Robert Dreisker for that Openweight title when Laurance Roman was among the Amboss members who tried to help Dreisker. So 630 days ago, Darius was preventing Laurance Roman's then best friend from keeping the title and helping Martn Payne to win it. What in the hell has changed? Well, I'll tell you one thing that's changed, and that is, who is the owner of the Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight title? Because under the most controversial of circumstances imaginable, it is Laurance Roman who holds the gold. Well, this was a match that until then could have gone either way. Roman taking full advantage. I don't think Roman expected this either. There is no explanation. There is no possible explanation. This is shocking. This is utterly shocking. People don't even want to make eye contact with the man who is now the representative, the ambassador of this company. An opportunistic victory, but a historic one for your new Openweight champion in Pro Wrestling Austria, Laurance Roman.